What you assume becomes your reality. Hi, I'm Piper Sky Cheyenne, and welcome to Rebuild Reality, where we talk about who we are, why we're here, and how all of this stuff works. Now, I really want to talk about this because if you get this can change everything. I mean, this is big. This is an important piece of information that can really, really shift things for people. So when we're trying to, create, right? People are like, oh, I need to manifest things or this or that. And like I've said before, I don't really like the word manifest because it gives you that idea that you're trying to create something that's not there. You're trying to bring it to you and stuff. And it's not like that. It's not really like that. So what you assume becomes your reality, right? So if you think about it, your life right now is actually made up of the things you've assumed about yourself, about other people, about the whole world around you. What you assumed was going to happen usually happens, doesn't it? I mean, the people you're like, yeah, they're like that, or that guy, I like that guy, they're a jerk. And then they turn out to be a jerk. And that guy turns out to be a nice guy. Or, I really think I'm going to get this job. I know I'm going to get this job. And then you get the job, right? So that kind of feelings, those assumptions actually is the reality. The assumptions you've made before is the reality you're living right now. So if you can do that, if you've assumed that into your reality, created your reality by the things you've assumed before, then there's no reason why you can't do the same thing for what you want. Assume it. You don't have to try to believe it. You just assume it, just like you assumed all those other things before. I used to have I was actually married, and he was always assuming the worst. Always. Oh my God. And I was trying so hard to be like, no, just be happy. Assume everything's going to be fine. It'll all work out. He could not do it. He's like, the heater's going to break down. Every time we'd get in the car, he'd be like, do you think it's going to break down? And I'm like, no, I don't. But you know what? As soon as we split up, all those things happened for him because he was sure they were going to happen because he assumed it would happen. So of course it happened. And you see that with people all the time, don't you? They're like, oh, this relationship's not going to work out. I think that they're doing this, or they think that, or they don't really like me, or this or that. And then, of course, they create it. Well, it's exactly the same thing here. Our assumptions create our reality. So let's assume the story we want as opposed to the story we don't want, which is exactly what people do all day long, isn't it? People always assume the worst, and then they wonder why they get it. And then they're like, aha, I knew it. And then they want to keep assuming the worst as if somehow it would protect them. It's the same as like worry. It's like, no, I need to worry about this. It's like I'm holding the entire world together with my worry. It's like, actually, you're not. If you think about it logically, how could that even be true? It's like, no, you're not doing anything with your worry but upsetting yourself and destroying your creations. Messing up your reality is what worry does, because you have to assume the best. If you want the best, you have to assume it, and you have to take it on, and you have to proclaim it. Like, no, that's it. That's mine. This is the way it's meant to be. I thought that person didn't love me, but actually when I think about it, they did stay with me like a long time. They were trying. So maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I assumed it wrong and I messed it up. Whatever it is that you need to kind of go back at if you want to, and you can find proof. You can make up freaking proof if you want for whatever it is that you want. It's just a way to go about it. So you assume what you want is true, because we're assuming everything anyway. We're making it all up anyway. None of us ever see reality, certainly not when we're in this 3D perspective. You're never going to see true reality, because true reality is perfection. It is divine. It is unchanging. It never changes. It is always the same. That's how you know it's real. What's real does not change. But what is unreal constantly changes. That's how you can tell that none of this is real, because it's constantly changing. Well, if something was real, if it was really true, when you think about it logically, it wouldn't change, would it? So that's what's, coming up here. We're just in this experience where we can do whatever we want. Life inherently doesn't have any meaning. We're the only ones who give it any meaning at all. Because we sit there and we divide everything into this is good, that's bad, I like this, I don't like this, this feels good, that feels not good. Whatever it is, we're constantly looking at things and we're judging them. So we're the ones that are sorting them into where they're going to go. No one else is. There's no meaning to it. If something happens, it doesn't actually mean anything. The stuff that happened in your childhood, everyone wants to go back and, oh my God, everyone wants to dig up the meaning of stuff, and so much of spirituality absolutely does this. It's like, the dark night of the soul, and what happened in my childhood, or what happened when I was a teenager, or, when I was, 25, or whatever it is, what was the meaning of it? I need to heal, I need to process this. I know. Don't heal it. Don't process it. Just let it freaking go. It doesn't matter. It was just an experience. And I know a lot of people are like, well, yeah, but that was an incredibly bad experience. That shouldn't have happened. Yeah, but whatever that experience was, the things that are, like I say, the things that happen that are really pleasant in our life, well, that's great. But you don't really learn anything. You don't really grow. It's the difficult things that happen in your life that force you to take a different look, that force you to expand, because people would just kind of sit there like little butterflies in the gardens and they'd never do anything. They'd never go and look. They'd never be like, okay, what is this all about? Why are these things happening? They would never even ask. So if not for the difficult things that happen in our lives, we'd never become more. We'd never ask, what is this all about? How does this all work? We'd never even come to that point. So it's the difficult things that make you grow stronger, that make you more sure of what you do want, as opposed to what you don't want. So we have to let that stuff go. And trust me, I've experienced a lot of incredibly difficult things. And I thought that they were like some of the worst of the worst, until I started doing like hypnosis and I found out, yeah, everyone's got trauma. Pretty much everyone has, I don't mean trauma, I mean extreme trauma. So that's not unusual. It's meant to wake us up. And that's why people like you are here right now. Because you want to know. And you gotta want to know. So, in all of this, we have to always assume the best. That it doesn't matter what came before. It doesn't matter. You are reborn every single day. That's why we've got night and day. So you can let the past go. You can drop it. It means nothing. Nothing. Don't let it get in your way. Don't let it stop you. Don't let anybody or anything prevent you from having the life that you want to have. And you do that with your assumptions, because your assumptions will become your reality. So I hope that that's helped. I hope that you like and comment. I love when you comment and share, and subscribe if you like. And I'll see you next time.